Well, ever walk into a supermarket and feel a little overwhelmed? The bright lights, the endless aisles, the perfectly stacked produce. It's all designed to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel like you're making the best choices for you and your family. But what if I told you that behind this carefully crafted facade lies a world of secrets? Secrets that corporations hope you never discover. Today we're pulling back the curtain and exposing the hidden truths of your local supermarket. First, let's talk about the layout. It's not an accident. Fresh produce, flowers, and the bakery are almost always right at the entrance. Why? The vibrant colors and delicious smells create a positive sensory experience. This puts you in a good mood, makes you feel healthy, and encourages you to buy more throughout the store. Essential items like milk and eggs, they're usually tucked away in the back corner. This forces you to walk through the entire store, passing by countless temptations and promotions strategically placed to catch your eye. You came in for a gallon of milk, but you might leave with a cart full of things you never intended to buy. Now, let's look closer at the products themselves, starting with the packaging. Have you ever noticed how a bag of chips seems to be half full of air? That's called slack fill. Companies say it's to protect the product during shipping, but it also creates the illusion that you're getting more than you actually are. Cereal boxes are another classic example. They're often tall and thin, making them look larger on the shelf. But when you open them, the contents have settled way down. They're playing with your perception of value. Pay attention to the wording on the front of the package. Words like natural, whole grain, or light sound healthy, but they can be incredibly misleading. A product labeled natural can still be loaded with sugar, salt, and processed ingredients. The term isn't strictly regulated, so it means very little. Made with whole grains doesn't mean it's asterisk whole grain. It could contain just a tiny amount, with refined flour being the main ingredient. And light. That could mean lighter in color, lighter in flavor, or just having less fat but more sugar to compensate. The real story is always on the back, in the nutrition facts and the ingredients list. That's where the truth lives. Let's dive into that ingredients list. It's written in descending order by weight. So, the first few ingredients are what make up most of the product. If you see sugar, high fructose corn syrup, or some other form of sweetener in the top 3 spots, you know it's basically a dessert no matter what the front of the box claims. Companies also use a trick called ingredient splitting. Instead of listing a large amount of sugar as the first ingredient, they might list 3 or 4 different types of sweeteners further down the list, like corn syrup, dextrose, and cane juice. When you add them all up, sugar is still the main component, but it doesn't look that way at first glance. It's a deliberate tactic to obscure how much sugar you're really consuming. And what about those mysterious additives? Things with names you can't pronounce, like butylated hydroxyanisole or potassium bromate. These are preservatives, flavor enhancers, and texture modifiers. While many are approved for consumption, some have been linked to health concerns in various studies, and are even banned in other countries. For example, certain food dyes common in the US, used to make candies, and drinks look more vibrant, are restricted in Europe because of concerns about their effects on children's behavior. The food industry argues they are safe in the quantities used, but the long-term effects of consuming a cocktail of these chemicals every single day are still largely unknown. Now for one of the biggest secrets, pricing psychology. Have you ever seen a price like $9.99? Of course you have. It's called charm pricing. Your brain reads from left to right and registers the 9 first, making the price feel significantly closer to $9 than to 10. Another trick is the buy one get one free deal. It feels like an incredible bargain, but often, the single item price has been slightly inflated beforehand. You might end up spending more than you planned and going home with twice the amount of a product you didn't even need that much of. Always do the math. Is it really a deal, or are they just encouraging you to overbuy? Even the placement on the shelf is a calculated move. The most expensive brands and products that companies want to sell the most are placed at eye level. This is prime real estate in a supermarket. Cheaper store brands or less popular items are often on the top or bottom shelves, forcing you to look up or bend down to find them. They're banking on the fact that most shoppers will just grab what's most convenient, and products marketed to children. They're placed at a child's eye level, so they can easily see them, grab them, and beg their parents to buy them. It's a sophisticated strategy. So, how can you fight back? How do you become a smarter shopper? It starts with a simple shift in mindset. First, always make a list and try to stick to it. This helps you resist impulse buys. Second, eat a snack before you go shopping. A hungry shopper is an irrational shopper. Everything looks good when your stomach is rumbling. Third, become a label detective. Ignore the flashy claims on the front of the package and go straight to the ingredients list and the nutrition panel. Look for short ingredient lists with words you can actually recognize. Fourth, shop the perimeter of the store. This is typically where you'll find the whole, unprocessed foods, fresh fruits and vegetables, meat, dairy, and eggs. The highly processed packaged foods usually dominate the center aisles. The more time you spend on the outer ring of the store, the healthier your cart will likely be. And finally, don't be fooled by fancy branding. The store brand or generic version of a product is often made in the same factory as the big name brand and is almost identical in quality, but for a fraction of the price. You're paying extra for their marketing budget, not for a better product. The goal isn't to make you afraid of the supermarket, it's to empower you. By understanding these hidden tactics, you take back control. You're no longer a passive consumer being led by clever marketing. You are an informed shopper making conscious decisions. You can navigate the aisles with confidence, see past the deceptive packaging, and choose foods that truly nourish you and your family, all while saving money. The power has always been in your hands, you just need to know where to look. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content that helps you navigate the modern world. Let me know in the comments what supermarket secrets you've discovered.